Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. Whether you're new, you're coming back. I'm Victoria and I'm coming to you from the big island of Hawaii. This is your daily energy check and we're gonna do the classic read today. So we're gonna be taking a look at the energies of divine feminines, divine masculines, the connection, and we'll pull messages between the twins. I will start with my oracle deck as always. And let's get started right away. Let's see what we have for divine feminine first of all. Wandering path. Enjoy the journey. Yeah, so the key word that I'm getting emphasized here in my own channeling message is wandering. Wandering is like, W-A-N-D-E-R. So it's really about, and I know it's gonna sound like a broken record, but it's like about enjoying the journey and about, well, yeah, that's what it says, right? About savoring it, I would say, about noticing little things. So it's not like enjoying, like, I'm just gonna sit and enjoy myself. This is active observation, this is exploration, this is being curious, being inquisitive, that kind of enjoyment. Enjoyment in learning, if you wish. Very interesting. What do we have for divine masculines? Alright. We got navigated by the stars. Follow your bliss. Sounds familiar? But again, this is not so much about I'm gonna sit and enjoy myself, I'm gonna do whatever I feel like doing. It's more about, because then we often get into that self-indulgent behavior or our coping mechanisms get turned on, right? This is a lot more conscious choice, and this is about following your intuition and what your heart is telling you rather than the mind, right? So it's strategizing through your heart space. This is following things that make you, and the decisions that feel good, that make you happy, that you can't necessarily explain why, but you know they're gonna bring, you know that they're gonna be right for you, right? And yes, it may take a little bit of a practice to be choosing things like that, to be making choices like that, but it is 200% worth it. And the good identification, whether you've done it, whether that's what happened, is the bliss that you are getting, the reward that the universe is going to give you, and the feel good, euphoric feeling you're going to have. Okay, so let's get into the reading, and first we'll start with the energies of divine feminines. We have 5 of Swords and 4 of Swords. Very interesting progression. Actually, it's 4 and 5. Yeah, so it's exactly the progress. This is the part where you had the time to sort of think things over, to sleep on it, to take your time to understand why things happened a certain way, why you behaved a certain way, right? And now it's time to let go of illusions based on it. And the illusions, a lot of it is about forgiveness, a lot of it about being honest that, okay, I made the wrong decision, or the other person screwed up, like something like that happened, right? It wasn't ideal. It's not like everybody was in their best energy. No, that rarely happens anyway, right? But this is acknowledging that and choosing to continue with the journey and not having that negative energy linger with you, because that's the illusion, right? This is like that shelling off the illusion. That's what I would call it, right? Understanding that certain things, they happened for a reason, you acknowledge it, you understand them, you let go of those experiences so you can move on to something more solid and more loving in your life. Choosing that, right? The swords are about the mind, the thought, right? It's about being very conscious about it. I'm choosing to enjoy the journey, of course. What do you have for divine masculines watching? This is hopefully not going to be a very long reading. I'm trying to keep them shorter these days. I think the last one was a bit lengthy, but you know, you can't always predict how things are going to turn out. Ace of Cups, Nine of Pentacles. Wow, this is pretty amazing actually. This is self-love like on steroids. This is DM saying, I do want to enjoy my bliss, but guess what? First, I want to understand what's giving me bliss. What is it that will give me that bliss? How would I know? Right? This is like exploration, but in a healthy way, right? Like what makes me feel good, and how can I create a happier life for myself in a very pragmatic way, right? Do I need to change my lifestyle? Do I need, like, you know, lifestyle, I mean like schedule of the day, or maybe the life-work balance. Maybe I don't want to be spending my free time doing XYZ, but I want to do something else with my time. Something along those lines, right? And I know that Pentacles a lot of times are about finances, but not only, but any resources, including time and energy. So this is more about building that image, building that profile where you will be in love with yourself in the most positive sense of that word. Okay. Whoa, for the connection, we immediately got a couple of cards. Let's see what they are. So one's at the bottom of the deck here. Two of Cups under that. And here we have Six of Pentacles and the Moon. Cancerian energy. Just had the new moon actually in Aquarius. Two Pisces energies. I don't know why I put it as Cancer. It says actually Pisces. Six of Pentacles. Yeah, very interesting. This is connection with the inner desire to be of service. This is understanding that there is more to life and to what you can, how you can contribute to the global community, right? And opportunities will present themselves, right? This is just about, and the moon to me is more than anything about following the bliss, following like the inner compass, if you wish, right? Like picking up on those little things, being extra, having that intuition extra, you know, turned on alert, so that you can notice those opportunities where you can be of help, of service, share your knowledge, your kindness, your heart. Why not, right? Even that is enough oftentimes. Sharing your experience even, right? Doesn't have to be super magical. For those who are only starting on your light work or journey, it doesn't have to be about your psychic gifts right away, for example, right? It might just be a conversation that you would have with a person where you share what your journey was like in a specific context, right? Giving them a hug, making them tea, I don't know, all of those things can be deeply healing if you, especially if you put that intention into it. Okay, now last but not least, we're gonna get some messages, first of all from DM to DM. Woo! Cards a little in a flying mode today, but oh well. I just want you all the time, and you have so many choices and options. Yeah, this is a little bit of like feeling of not maybe worthy enough, but also feeling like, yeah, that's the, I want to say woman, but I mean, take gender how it resonates for you. That's the woman of my dreams. Like, yes, that's, you know, because that's when we usually get to the point where we start being jealous, we start feeling threatened by other options, right? When we feel like, wow, I'm really into this person. And that's why I feel uneasy thinking about that. So many other people may be noticing that, and I noticing that. And of course, the circumstances aren't right now. If I keep wanting you, right, it means it's still away from me. That target, that objective plus being together is away from me, right? And maybe while I'm making my way, while I'm working on myself and going through my karmic journey, maybe, you know, they will pick someone else because they have a lot of options, because they are so wonderful already, right? So if you can, send your DM some energy of support and love. But yeah, it looks like they're doing exactly what they're supposed to. Instead of focusing on the lack on the jealousy, working on self-love and feeling better about themselves and their image. Okay, what do we have from DF to DM? I miss you, do you? And no. Yes, divine feminines are missing their DM, but because there is a bit of a how do I say it, rerouting of the energy signal between the twins, there isn't much of communication right now. It's more like twins focusing, like staying in their swim lane and focusing on what they have in front of them, whatever it is. And because of lack of that exchange of that signal, there are these assumptions that are kind of sad, because, and that sadness is like the biggest emotion that I'm feeling here with these cards, because the person is not in their energy space, right? So there's this longing feeling, right? And for DMs it's like, oh, I'm jealous and it feels like somebody else is gonna be take my place while I'm preparing. And feminine is like, I miss you very much and I don't feel like you're missing me, right? Like that's what the mind is telling us. That's the trick. That's why we have those swords, divine feminine, so you can separate the illusion from the truth, right? But that's the message anyway. But what I'm also getting to, in addition to that, is that feminine's actually not feeling bad about DMs not missing them. It's like, yeah, I wish we could be together, I miss you, but there's a lot bigger fish to fry here. And it's important to stay focused. And if we focus on the emotions and what's going on like in the dynamic, we'll lose sight of what's really important right now. And that's gonna be that solid structure that we need to build, to create, to overcome any challenges in our life. That we're still gonna have plenty of them, of course, even when we are together in union, right? So you need to kind of take it one step at a time, not to get ahead of yourself, because then that structure, if it's, imagine a house that's not built on a very good structure, right? The first storm comes in, is gonna blow it away, and we don't want that. So these steps are super important here. Okay, I hope this has been good for you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I love you all. Gonna go for a swim in the ocean, and I'll be back with more readings very, very soon. Bye guys.